All right. So, like Rashad said, right? The average person spends about $330,000 before they buy their first home. And I think everybody on this chat, you should be excited about home ownership. Buying your first home is a huge milestone. I mean, there's so much reports and so much data that's tied into home ownership as a whole, how it helps create wealth, right? For people, that first property. So everyone here, if you're not in chat, if you own a home, type homeowner. If you are renting, type renter in chat. Let's just make sure. Let's check the temperature of the room right now. Who is here? If you're a homeowner, type homeowner. If you are a renter, type renter in chat. But everybody who's a renter, you should definitely be excited about all the possibilities and things that's going to happen with home ownership over the next couple years. I know everybody's talking about it's so expensive with interest rates, which we're going to talk about later. But you also have to understand it's not going to get cheaper. I hate to break it to you. I'm not going to give you no fear mongering things talking about the market is going to crash. It's not going to happen, right? It's predicted over the next 5 years. Whoever buys a home in 2024 in the next 5 years will gain at least $100,000 worth of equity in their home in the next 5 years. So it's not going to get cheaper, ladies and gentlemen. And as these mortgage rates continue to drop, home prices are only going to rise because there's going to be more people in the marketplace. All right. So be excited about home ownership. Go out here and execute at a very high level. Now, before you go out and execute, financial planning is very key. Most people always ask me, where do you start first, right? And you have to start, I think, number one, with that mindset. You got to be disciplined to buy real estate, right? Because it's a big investment. Whether you're buying real estate investing properties or you buying your first home, it comes with a lot. So you got to be mature enough to handle the responsibility of paying your bills on time and maintaining the property. But you also have to financial plan properly, right? Make sure you got the right budget. Make sure you're not overextending yourself. Make sure you have enough saved for your down payment, your closing costs, and most importantly, for your reserves. All right. Everybody type reserves in chat, right? Reserves are extremely important. Too many people are house rich and cash poor. So you don't want to be house rich and cash poor because life will life, ladies and gentlemen, and anything can come up. So you want to have enough money to cover at least 3 to 6 months of mortgage payments. God forbid anything happens to you. All right. Partnering with the right real estate agent in the beginning and also the right lender is very important, right? You need to work with people that understand the market that you're looking to buy in, right? And most people don't look at when you're buying your first home, they don't look at it like a business, guys. They look at it as they're just like emotional. They're so happy to buy a home, but you also have to understand real estate is a business. If you can get tax deductions on it, you need to treat it like a business. So hiring the right team, not just from your real estate agent, but hiring the right loan officer / lender, hiring the right contractors, hiring the right attorney. Make sure you have a team in place, and all these things should be in place before you go out here and sign a contract. Because what I see, one of the biggest mistakes that people make, they go out here trying to buy homes and buy real estate and they don't have nothing in place, and they're only referring on they're only dependent on the referrals from the realtor or the loan officer, and they trusting that these people are going to treat them right and treat them the right way, or give them the right service. And not necessarily that's always true. Not everybody's always going to have your best interests in mind. So you have to be the CEO. You have to know as much as each of these professionals. You don't need to know everything they need to know, but you need to know enough to have intelligent conversations so you can make sure that you're hiring the right people. And that's why Earn Your Leisure, MG, we do content like this and we educate at scale. So that way you guys have enough tools in your tool belt so you can go out here and make the right decisions. All right.
MG, so when you asked the question, homeowners versus renters, it was about a 50-50 split, man. So
Okay.
you told me about the team that we need to build. At what point in this process, if I'm a renter and I'm looking to buy, do I get pre-qualified or pre-approved for the house or the property that I'm looking at? And if there's a difference between the two, please let us know.
All right. So let's go to steps to getting pre-approved. So you want to get pre-approved first. Once you have your budget, your finances, and you know everything, and you're comfortable, you have your real estate agent, you have all these people picked out that's going to be in your team. then you want to go to your lender and then get yourself pre-approved, right? Now, here's the thing that you guys need to know. There's three types of quote unquote pre-approvals out there, right? You have a pre-qualification letter, you have a pre-approval, and you have a fully underwritten pre-approval, right? A pre-qualification is garbage. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. 9 times out of 10, they're not running your credit. They're not looking at your financials. You're telling the lender exactly what your numbers are. Hey, I looked at Credit Karma. It says I have a 750 credit score. I make 300,000 a year, and my budget is this, right? And they'll give you a pre-qualification number based on that. Throw that shit in the garbage, please. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. A pre-approval is when you give your documents, right? The documents that you need, if you are W-2, you need your last 2 years W-2s, last 2 months of bank statements, 30 days of pay stubs. And if you're getting a gift, you need to get a gift letter, etc. But you need to submit that information into your lender. They're going to review your credit and do a hard pull on your credit. And then from there, they're going to run your loan application through desktop underwriting, right? And then that desktop underwriting system is going to come back with approved eligible. And then that means you are pre-approved. You get your letter, you go out shopping. Now, if you're working with a great loan officer, they're going to pre-underwrite your documentation. So that pre-approval letter could be solid and get you to the closing table. But the one that I love the most, y'all, is that fully underwritten pre-approval. That's when the loan officer is taking it one step further, and they're taking all that documentation and they're submitting it to underwriting before you even get into contract. Now, when they submit that into underwriting, the underwriter now is going to review your file, review your loan, and they're going to either make an approval or a decline, right? And if they approve, then you are what's called conditionally approved. So you'll get a commitment letter and they'll tell you exactly what you need to close, right? So if the underwriter doesn't like that you got these large deposits, you'll know that ahead of time. If they don't like your pay stubs, you'll know that on time. But one of the three main things on that commitment letter will be they need a title report, an appraisal, and most importantly, a contract to sell. So you as the buyer now have a commitment from the bank. Now, I need everybody to understand how powerful this is. Remember, a loan officer does not make an approval decision on behalf of a bank. I'm going to repeat that. A loan officer does not make an approval decision on behalf of a bank, only the underwriter. So when you have this conditionally approved, underwritten pre-approval letter, that's pretty much gold. That's pretty much cash. The bank is going to lend you the money if you can meet the conditions that they have on that letter. So now when you're going out there shopping for a home, it's going to make it more competitive for you when you're putting in your offers. So even if you have like an FHA or conventional loan or VA loan, if you're putting down minimum down payments, you can still now compete with the buyer who might be putting down 10%, because maybe they only have a pre-qual or pre-approval letter. But if you can show the listing agent and the seller that you've been through underwriting and you can close pretty quickly because all your documents have been vetted and the only thing you really need is the appraisal, contract, and title, that might win you an offer. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, if you can work with a lender that offers this services, take full advantage, especially in this upcoming season that we're about to enter with interest rates about to drop again.